What's up out there? Welcome to another episode Easy on Raw TV, where I talk about health and debatable issues in the raw food world. So today, I'm going to be talking about fats. Why are fats important? Why is fat important in our diet for our health and well-being? Well, when we look at science, what does it teach us about the body? What does it tell us? Well, if you know much, if you know much about the body, we were always taught, right, that if you know much, we were always taught that the body's primary source of fuel is carbohydrate, right? That's what they taught us. That's what they taught us in school growing up. That's what they taught us in school in health on the food pyramid, right? At the bottom of the food pyramid, it was always bread and grains, right? And then there was vegetables and then dairy and like sugars at the top. So I remember in middle school seeing that and always saying, oh man, but no, I'm not going to eat those carbohydrates. You know, the bread, the white bread, the pasta with gluten, you know, just the wrong source of fuel, right? So I'm here to really say, hey, why was this, you know? Why was it so wrong and now it's so right? You know, once I change my diet, my body starts functioning well again. So you know, I was at a point where my health was just getting worse. You know, into my late teens, 16 to 19 years old, and my health, I looked at myself and I didn't like what I saw. And, you know, I had to find ways. I had to seek new ways of eating. I went into like vegetarianism and started integrating more healthful foods like whole grains, like cereals, adwala, drinks, whatever, and started from there. So yeah, I've learned that the body's preferred source of fuel is carbohydrate, and that when I eat carbohydrate, I feel good. I feel better. I feel like my body's turned on, like my brain can work, you know. The brain alone runs off of glucose, so it only makes sense. Now, I've gone a little off topic, so I want to talk about fats. Why are fats important, right, for us? Well, fats are important. Fats are important because what they do is they coat the nerves. They coat the myosin sheath of the nerves, right? So they work as insulators, just like a wire has you know, rubber on the outside. If you strip that rubber, what's left is the metal wires, and they'll just fray out, right? So we want to include some good fats in our diet. Now, a lot of raw fooders believe that, you know, you should have this amount of fat, or, you know, it's okay to have that amount of fat. Well, I don't know. I find that staying in the ratio of like 80-10-10, which is 80% of your calories coming from, you know, carbohydrate from fruit or from potatoes, is the ideal. And then, you know, the rest of your calories are 10% from fat, 10% from protein, which I feel my best. I feel lucid, I feel clean, I feel like my ability to think straight is better, and I can focus more. So that's why it's important to keep the fats low. But fats are good because fats insulate the nerves, right? They buffer our body's energy field. They buffer our body's, you know, nerves. So if we don't have fats, you know, you can go a little haywire, and you don't want that to happen. So what I like to include every 2 or 3 days is I eat some avocado, or I like to eat hemp seeds, or durian or coconut meat, and those are great every once in a while. In moderation, right? Fats in moderation. If you want to feel amazing, fats in moderation. And yeah, I've also learned that fats play a crucial role in our learning, in our ability to retain information, right? Babies, they need more fats after mother's milk. If they're on a raw vegan diet, they're drinking their mother's milk, which is the healthiest, and then they go and they're eating more fats because they need that for growth, because they're babies. I think when we reach past a certain age, our bodies don't require as much fat, especially when our long-term reserves are really stable, and our short-term reserves as well. So that's critical. And that's what's really gauging your hunger. If we don't have good fat reserves, then our body's gonna have to compensate for that with food. So no matter what, it will store anything into fat. It will store carbohydrate into fat. Your body will store fat into fat. Obviously, it's easier for your body to store fat into fat than carbohydrate. If you eat a little bit, overeat on fruit, it's much more difficult for your body to store fruit as fat than fat as fat. So yeah, fat's important. I've gone periods with no overt fats, no fats other than the fats that are in fruits, because fruits have fats within them themselves. They have essential fatty acids. They have the enzymes that convert all the fats into usable, right, forms and such of fats. For the optic nerves, it's important, for better conductivity of the thought brain connection, the brain thought connection, right, to generate a better feel for what we're learning. So I find that fats are great for our health, and we shouldn't exclude them completely from our diet always, and we should know when we need fats. How do we know when we need fats? Well, just start to include some hemp seeds, organic. I like to emulsify them, swish them around, emulsify them, really well, and then swallow them. And I'll have 1 to 3 tablespoons at a time with oranges and tomatoes or something like that. Is a great combo. So you might want to try that, or include them in a smoothie. Is great. Some flax seeds, just beautiful. So yeah, I also like the coconut meat as well, the young Thai coconut meat, or other types of coconut meat. That's the thing on the raw food diet. The options, it's like, wow, the possibilities are endless, really. And I feel like I'm getting healthier and healthier all the time. Way healthier than I was in high school. I couldn't even function properly. So cheers to another video, and I'll see you next time. Peace.